corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's good? What's up? What's happening today?
Let's hit those pearly whites, man.
Yeah. The boys, check it. Yeah.
Stand up, do my cherish, gon' compare us. Go.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to try?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's the sound? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to News Central. I'm meteorologist John Gross, and today was mostly cloudy day out there. We didn't see much peaks of the sun, but we are under the gun once again with some rain chances as well as wind advisories going into effect tomorrow. Let's take a look at our severe weather outlook. And as you can see on the southwestern part of the lower peninsula of Michigan, we are under some wind advisories. These are going to be in effect tomorrow from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. I'll get more into that coming up right now as we look at our weather outlook. We're going to see some of that rain chances with some thunder possible tonight, and there's that wind advisory. We're in effect from it from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. tomorrow. We could be seeing gusts anywhere up to 50 miles per hour. So heading out tomorrow, make sure you bundle or tie down any loose objects outside and on your person because they're going to be blowing and away outside if you are heading out tomorrow. As we look at today's highs today, we are way above average, especially now still for this time of year. We're at 51 was our high in Mount Pleasant, 58 in Grand Rapids, and 65 was our high today in Kalamazoo. And we are still here in wintertime here in Michigan, even though spring is right on around the corner. We do actually start spring this Sunday, March 20th. So good news to look forward to that. Currently outside right now, we're at 51 here in Mount Pleasant, 53 in Flint. We're at 50 in Detroit, and we're at 65 in Kalamazoo. As we look a little bit closer here to home, we got the sun. We do have a mix of the clouds too outside. This is being a little generous with the sun. East winds out of the east at 6 miles per hour. Our winds aren't a big factor right now, but those are going to be ramping up, especially as we go throughout the overnight hours and into tomorrow. As we look at winds across the state, 6 miles per hour is the current wind in Flint, 15 in Grand Rapids, and 10 out of Kalamazoo. These are out of the east right now. There's going to be shifting from the east out of the south as we go into our day tomorrow. Current sky conditions right now, we're a little bit generous with the sunshine here in Mount Pleasant. We got mostly cloudy skies across most of the state, and that's what's going to be continuing as we go throughout the day. Satellite and radar is showing that rain over in Wisconsin right now, and that's what's going to be coming into our area as we get into the late night hours tonight. Let's plan that out here in Futurecast as we go throughout the day. We're going to start on Tuesday at 8 p.m. We can see the majority of this moderate rain is going to be moving in to our area as we go into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, and that's when we wake up around 6 a.m. is when we're going to be seeing most of our moderate rain chances as we go throughout the day, and then most slight rate chance as we go throughout our Wednesday, and then clearing out as we head into our Thursday and into our Thursday night. So for our day planner, 43 as we start off, 50 with those rain chances decreasing throughout the day, 48 for our low, and then for our 3-day forecast, those rain chances, 51. We're going to be cooling off as we head into our weekend. We'll check the numbers as we get into the second half, but here is Luke.
Thanks, John. Which movies broke the box office this week? Here's Shelby Schwab with the details in your entertainment report.
Pregnant women may now travel to areas of...
After last week with an opening weekend gross of over $75 million and becoming Disney's animation's biggest opening ever, surpassing Frozen, Zootopia holds on to the top spot this week as well with a weekend gross of over $51 million. Coming in second is thriller 10 Cloverfield Lane at almost $25 million. Starring unlikely star John Goodman, the film surrounds a woman who wakes up in Goodman's home to discover that the outside world is not safe due to a chemical attack, or so she is told. The film was produced with a budget around $15 million, and due to this profit, talks of a sequel are in the works. Following 10 Cloverfield Lane is Deadpool in its fifth week in third place with almost $11 million in weekend gross, with London has fallen in fourth close behind. Director of the historical civil rights film, Selma, Ava DuVernay will be coming to Central Michigan University to speak later this week to students. Part of CMU's speaker series, the event will be held March 19th at 6:30 p.m. DuVernay has held positions as a producer, writer, and film distributor and has won the Sundance Film Festival's Best Director Award as well. She also is the founder of Array, a film distribution network that works to help increase the scope of films made by women and minority groups. The event is free and will take place in Plachta Auditorium. In an effort to alleviate debt, Michael Jackson's estate sold its 50% stake in Sony ATV to its joint venture partner for $750 million. Formed in the mid-90s, Jackson had purchased the ATV catalog 10 years earlier for over $40 million, outbidding Paul McCartney. The catalog holds publishing rights to many different works, some of which include Beatles songs. Jackson was one of the first artists to make moves in gaining publishing rights, and this deal will help Jackson's family recover for some of the financial burden that Jackson was in at the time of his death. Jackson's recordings are not part of the deal. That's all for your entertainment report. I'm Shelby Schwab.
And we're here at the desk with our sports anchor, JoLynn Bruni. JoLynn, another Ithaca team has their eyes on a championship?
Yeah, Ithaca is the home of championships, and the boys basketball team actually looks to add their own. I'll have more coming up after this. Pregnant women may now travel to areas affected by the Zika virus. I have all the details coming up in your help.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with a attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to getschool.com for more info.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry.
Go along, son.
it's always worth it.
Whoa! Faster!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
It all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn on the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
Last night's Class C regional game between Ithaca and Millington was promised to be a closely tied game, but ended in favor for the Yellow Jackets. Ithaca pulled off a 79-60 win over the Cardinals. It was the Yellow Jackets' 22nd season win, making it a record season for the team. Jake Smith led the game for the Yellow Jackets with 22 points with his 5 rebounds. Spence DeMole came next with 20 points. Levi Lemen had 14 points with 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals. Nick Radak helped in the end with 10 points and 7 boards. Smith and DeMole played defensive against Millington's Sean Party, who hung up 41 on Ithaca. He also broke Millington's single-season point record of 641. Ithaca will play again on Wednesday against Reese at Ithaca High School at 7 p.m. After losing to Buffalo in an overtime thriller over the weekend, the CMU women's basketball team will still be playing some postseason basketball. For the 4th time in the last 6 years, the Chippewas will play in the WNIT tournament. The Chippewas have played postseason basketball in 5 of the last 6 years, only once in 2013, making the NCAA tournament. The Chippewas will play Indiana, Purdue, Indianapolis in the Women's National Invitation Tournament. IUPUI finished 20-10 for 3rd in the Summit League. The last time the Chippewas made the postseason in 2014, they lost to IUPUI at McGurk 72-66. So look for the Chippewas to avenge that loss by coming out firing on all cylinders. The winner between CMU and IUPUI will play either Northwestern or San Diego in round 2. The game is scheduled for 7 p.m. Thursday at McGurk Arena. Tickets are on sale now and are $8 for adults, $5 for children and seniors. Students are admitted for free. All seating is general admission. The CMU baseball team is in action right now as their game at Bowling Green was underway at 3 p.m. this afternoon. After the first inning, the two teams are scoreless. Bowling Green scored first at the bottom of the second with back-to-back doubles. Bowling Green ends the second with 4 on the board. The last time we checked, the Chippewas tied it up with the bases loaded and no outs. The Falcons made a pitching change, and the Chips added 3 more runs and now lead 7-4. Still much more baseball to play for Central Michigan. That's all I have for local sports. I'll have more coming up later in the show. Back to the desk.
Researchers have found another source for the superbug infection. Here's Teddy Wingert with more.
The spread of the superbug has been looked at closely in hospitals, but one group that hasn't been studied as closely are the patients. Researchers from the University of Michigan found a quarter of discharged patients had some drug-resistant germ on their hands after leaving the hospital. The Journal of American Medical Association supports what many experts have been arguing for years. Patients are a major source of these superbug infections. Those most commonly known for the superbug spread include healthcare workers and contaminated instruments. More infections occurred in rehabilitation centers and nursing homes than in hospitals. Despite these concerns, patient hand washing is not a routine practice in hospitals to date. The number of suicides are rapidly rising in Manitoba, Canada. Cross Lake First Nation Indian Reserve has had 6 suicides since December, 4 from Otter Nelson River School alone. The others, a 2015 graduate and a parent of 3 students. The chief of the reserve declared a state of emergency in the community after more than 100 students at Otter Nelson have been placed on a suicide watch list. The whole school has mourned with past funerals, but with more recent ones have been mourned privately. Principal Gordon Hum said experts told him not to sensationalize the funeral and to treat it as a normal death. Students are currently engaging in activities and counseling to recover from these events. Revised travel warnings now allow pregnant women to travel to areas of high elevation affected by the Zika virus. Pregnant women were advised in January to avoid traveling to these areas. It was claimed that the Zika outbreaks have been linked to birth defects in Brazil. According to Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the mosquito that carries the Zika virus is less common in areas of high elevation. The list of safe destinations rose to about 3 dozen, most in Latin America or the Caribbean. Some countries have large cities with high altitudes, including Mexico City, Bolivia's La Paz, and Colombia's Bogota. The lead of CDC's Global Migration, Dr. Martin Citron, says, "I believe several countries will be quite pleased by the revision." And that's all for tonight's Health Beat. I'm Teddy Wingert.
North Korea claims they will carry out a series of tests for ballistic missiles.
Presidential candidates prepare themselves for Super Tuesday number 3.
And Mother Teresa will be declared a saint. These stories and more still to come.
The staff of News Central 34 would like to thank Central Michigan Life for its support of our news programming. Central Michigan Life is a student-run media company with a 97-year history on the campus of CMU. The newspaper is delivered to 180 locations on campus and in the Mount Pleasant community. New this year, Central Michigan Life is publishing twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. The newspaper also has a mobile-friendly website, cm-life.com. That's accessible from any smartphone.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
So they say it's a man's world? Well, I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were out doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. We changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
In case you missed it, Kalamazoo shooter Jason Brian Dalton claims the Uber application drove him to go on a murder spree.
Several key players in the Flint water crisis testified today, including former EPA Administrator Susan Hedman.
The Michigan Capitol building is receiving updates to a security system following some vandalism. For these stories and more, visit newscentral34.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Several more states get a chance to vote today, and it's a make-or-break-it situation for Senator Marco Rubio and Governor John Kasich, whose home states of Florida and Ohio hold their Republican and Democratic primaries today. Those results could determine whether the two stay in the race for the nomination. Meanwhile, in the Democratic fight, Hillary Clinton is likely to sweep the South, picking up Florida, but will be battling out against Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders for delegate-rich Ohio. Diane Gallagher joins us with a look at who is voting today in what's being called Super Tuesday number 3. Diane?
You know, it seems like every week we're telling you that this is the big one, but I promise you today really is the big one. And Donald Trump already starting it off with a win, collecting all 9 delegates from the Northern Mariana Islands on this Super Tuesday, which for the Republicans, you might want to call Survival Tuesday.
Can anybody stop Donald Trump? Well, that's the question the billionaire's opponents are asking. Today, races in Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, and the Northern Marianas are crucial. Ohio Governor John Kasich looking for a win today in his home state.
Oh, yeah, we're going to win Ohio. I feel very good. I think it's going to happen.
Trump, who is leading everywhere else, has taken notice.
Ohio is going to make America great again. Kasich cannot make America great again.
Now, the latest polls show Florida Senator Marco Rubio behind in his home state, but still hoping for a surprise.
I hope that Americans will choose optimism over fear and hope over anger. And that's what we're going to offer them tomorrow and in the months to come.
Senator Ted Cruz, sitting second in delegates, is trying to win over Kasich and Rubio supporters, betting that the field could look a little different after Tuesday's results.
We welcome you with open arms because only one campaign has beaten Donald Trump.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is banking on continuing her southern streak and hoping to add to her delegate count with wins in the Midwest, too.
We have to have a big vote tomorrow
that can send a strong message.
But Senator Bernie Sanders believes it's his message that will help pull off yet another upset.
I think we're going to win in Ohio tomorrow.
And the polls are open and people are voting in the 5 states remaining. This is a look at Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the polling places there. And really today, a lot of delegates, again, up for grabs. 691 for the Democrats. The Republicans have 367 at stake just today. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher. Back to you.
The Obama administration confirms the top ISIS commander is dead following U.S. airstrikes in Syria. Omar al-Shishani, better known as Omar the Shishin, was on the administration's most wanted militant list, with a $5 million reward on his head. Last week, U.S. officials believed al-Shishani was hurt but survived the attacks near al-Hol. Officials now say the red-bearded Shishani later died from his injuries, along with a dozen other ISIS fighters. No word on how officials confirmed his death. U.S. officials say Shishani had traveled to meet with ISIS fighters when he was targeted by a wave of U.S. drones and manned aircraft. He oversaw ISIS military operation in northern Syria and led fighters in battles in Iraq and Syria, according to the Pentagon.
According to Berlin police, at least one man died when a car carrying an explosive device exploded Tuesday morning. The blast occurred around 8 a.m. in Schattelsburg, Berlin, a district in western Berlin. A 43-year-old Turkish citizen was killed, but authorities have not identified him. Debris littered the street around the Volkswagen Passat, according to a picture tweeted by Berlin police Tuesday morning. The vehicle's front end apparently was badly damaged, and its windows, including the front windshield, were blasted out. Police stated there is no evidence of terrorism behind the attack.
In Belgium, the prosecutor says shots were fired in a raid on a house in Brussels. Authorities say the raid connected to November's terror attacks in Paris. Police tells 3 officers were slightly wounded. An eyewitness told CNN that police currently have the whole area locked down.
North Korea says it is planning ballistic missile tests of its own, the kind capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. Newly released photos show Northern Korean leader Kim Jong-un reviewing a ballistic rocket simulation. There's skepticism as to whether North Korea has the technology to carry out a successful test. This is the latest in a series of threats in recent weeks.
2 Canadian force members were stabbed in a knife attack at a recruitment center in Toronto. Police say a man lashed out at one of the members who was behind the counter Monday afternoon. Other members then quickly subdued the man, and a second victim was stabbed in the process. Both victims are suffering non-life-threatening injuries. The Toronto police chief says they're trying to figure out why it happened.
The attack was unprovoked. The person did walk in, and certain comments were made that we're fully investigating right now.
The 27-year-old suspect is in police custody. Officials are asking anyone with information to get in contact with Toronto law enforcement.
An internet video has prompted outrage and disgust. A clip was posted over the weekend that showed a man urinating on the cereal assembly line at the Kellogg plant in Memphis, Tennessee. The company says the video was filmed in 2014. Now the Food and Drug Administration has opened a criminal investigation. Doctors say urine can carry diseases that sickens anyone who consumes the product.
The one that you would be concerned of the most is any kind of STD that could be transmitted through, bodily fluid like that. So that would be a concern.
But the doctor went on to say there really isn't any cause for panic. He pointed out that we'd know by now if the tainted cereal had been distributed and caused anyone to fall ill.
More than 40 million Americans are bracing for possible severe weather today. A tornado tore through Ohio yesterday, northwest of Dayton. Several buildings were damaged. Large pieces of hail pounded South Carolina, and winds accelerated to around 70 miles an hour. Farther south, rising rivers in Louisiana and Texas have forced evacuations. David Begnaud is in Deweyville, Texas, where the governor has declared a state of emergency.
Floodwater has submerged the town of Deweyville, Texas, turning this community of about 1,000 people into an island. Homes, schools, and cars are buried underwater.
Yeah, we've been kind of going around the clock between the houses trying to get stuff high as we can. I don't know if it'll be any good, but we tried.
Mandatory evacuations have been ordered for areas along the Sabine River, which is swollen to unprecedented levels. But some people have decided to stay.
Been here probably 50 years.
I'm just sitting here waiting, watching, keeping my house safe.
After days of torrential rain, record amounts of water were released from the Toledo Bend Dam upstream. That water is now rushing down the Sabine River and right into the town of Deweyville.
Well, I'm 75 years old. Never saw it like this before.
In Louisiana, the severe flooding has damaged more than 6,000 buildings. The Pearl River near Slidell has reached its second highest crest on record as water continues to push toward communities.
The nun whose name is already synonymous with being a saint is about to officially become a saint. Pope Francis announced earlier today that Mother Teresa will become a saint. She's known across the world for her work with the poor in the slums of India. She received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979, and she died in 1997, and was sanctified by the deceased Pope John Paul II, who approved the first posthumous miracle. Back in December, Pope Francis recognized the second miracle attributed to Mother Teresa, paving the way to her sainthood. She will become canonized on September 4th of this year.
And we're back at the desk with our sports anchor, Jolynn Bruni. Jolynn, the Pistons didn't have a great night last night.
They didn't. They got blown out by 43 points. More coming up after this.
Could a simple selfie be more important than you think? I have more details on that coming up in tonight's Business Watch.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We taught him how to hit a baseball.
Just like that. Say hi!
How to hit a receiver. The strike zone. The net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Caring for a family member can be challenging and lead to countless questions, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
The women's NCAA tournament bracket was released last night, and to no surprise, UConn was named the #1 seed after another undefeated season. UConn is hoping that for its 4th consecutive national title, an amazing achievement if they are able to pull it off. To get there, however, they may have to go through the Michigan State Spartans, who are the 4th seed in the same region. MSU finished 24-8 on the season, and they're on their way to a 3rd-place finish in the Big Ten. MSU will start the tournament play on Friday at noon against 13th-seeded Belmont. The winner will play on Sunday at 1:30 against the winner of Mississippi State and UT Chattanooga. MSU isn't the only team going dancing this spring, as the Michigan women's basketball team will also be playing in some postseason basketball. Michigan, however, will be playing with CMU in the Women's National Invitational Tournament. Michigan is on the other side of the bracket from CMU, so the only way they could play each other is if they meet in the championship game. Michigan will take on Wright State Wednesday at 7 p.m. The Pistons were in action last night against the Wizards and unfortunately might have had their worst game of the season as they got blown out by 43 points, losing 124-81. The Pistons were slow from the start of this one as they got down as early as they were outscored 35-14 in the first quarter. After that, the Wizards just kept adding to their lead, stretching it out to 40 points by the time the game was over. The Pistons struggled on defense, giving lots of easy looks to the Wizards, who took advantage of that and shot 56% from the field. Offensively, the Pistons were even worse, only scoring 81 points and shooting 40% from the field and only 13% from the three-point line. On a bright side, however, Andre Drummond went over 1,000 rebounds for the 3rd straight season and 120 rebounds more than anyone else in the league. This Pistons move into a 9-game homestand that many believe will decide their playoff fate. The Pistons are currently in ninth place after last night's loss, tied with the Chicago Bulls, who have played 2 less games than the Pistons. Moving on to the NHL, the Red Wings are looking to rebound after their loss on Sunday to the Toronto Maple Leafs, as they travel to Philadelphia to take on the Flyers tonight in a game with major playoff implications. The Red Wings currently hold the last wild card spot in the Eastern Conference, with the Flyers just 3 points behind them. The Flyers, however, have 2 games in hand on the Wings, so when it's all said and done, they could pass the Wings for the final playoff spot in the East. The Wings, in order to give some new life to the offense, have brought up forward Anthony Mantha, who has 45 points, 21 goals, and 24 assists in 56 games with Grand Rapids. Mantha was the Wings' first overall pick in 2013. Tonight will be his first NHL game. Puck Drop tonight is at 7:30 on NBCSN. That's all I have for sports this evening. Back to the desk.
Could the battle between Xbox and PlayStation ever be resolved? Spencer Thomas has details on that story coming up next in Your Business Watch.
The Microsoft versus PlayStation battle could possibly be the biggest news in the video game world in years. Microsoft has shared that they will allow cross-platform supporters for all of its games, meaning Xbox One players and Sony's PlayStation users would be able to connect online together. Now it's time for Sony to join in with their final decision to support the new feature or not. Xbox One has sold over 20 million consoles compared to Sony's sales that sit at 39 million. Microsoft obviously has far more gain from this new feature, but the users of all networks will get the utmost benefit. In a closing statement, Microsoft spoke out, offering up an open invite for other networks to join in as well. Could you imagine replacing passwords with a smiling selfie to get into all of your networks? Well, Amazon is looking into having shoppers pay with a picture. The online retailer says that using technology this way is far more secure than using traditional passwords. They have already filed a patent application and are trying to get it up and running as soon as possible. Amazon's facial recognition software would make sure the actual customer is on the account rather than hackers or kids using their parents' accounts. Volkswagen is being sued by investors in Germany. Over 70 lawsuits have been filed following the diesel scandal last year. The lawsuits are claiming 3.25 million euros or $3.6 million in damages from the company. Volkswagen has declined to comment on the lawsuit, but a spokesperson said that the company believed it fulfilled its disclosure obligation under German's capital markets law. Investors have accused Volkswagen of violating its stock market duties by not informing them of the diesel scandal in time. Volkswagen had admitted to its diesel emission problems in September in the US and Germany. The scandal has cost more than $250,000 in the company's stock market value and cost investors millions. And that's all for your Business Watch tonight. I'm Spencer Thomas.
With 22 points, ending the day at 17,251, while the NASDAQ was down 22 points, ending at 4,729. So we're here at the desk with our meteorologist, John Gross. You know, there's a St. Patrick's Day coming up this weekend. Everybody's going to be outside, walking around. What's the weather going to be like?
Absolutely, Luke. It's looking like it's going to be mostly cloudy. We're looking at maybe a slight chance for a rain shower, but not a big issue. Our main threat is going to be going into tonight and into tomorrow. We got that rain chances and very windy conditions. I'll have all the details 7-day forecast after the break.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to News Central 34. I'm meteorologist John Gross on this Tuesday afternoon, and I want to take a look right now across the country. As we can see right now, we're quiet as far as weather goes right now up in Michigan, but this disturbance right here going on in Iowa, that is our next rain and wind maker that's going to be coming in tonight and into tomorrow. That's what's going to be bringing us some rain potential, thunder potential, a little bit of severe storms as well, and definitely the winds are going to be blowing around, especially going into tomorrow. That's why we are under a wind advisory for the southwestern part of the lower peninsula of Michigan right now. This is going to be into effect for us going into tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. tomorrow, along with the rain and thunder coming into tonight and into tomorrow. And we could be seeing gusts up to around 50 miles per hour. The winds are going to be out of the south anywhere from around 25 to 35 miles per hour. This is going to be a sustained wind, so just make sure, especially if you're outside with your umbrellas or anything else loose on your person, hang on to them because they are going to be blowing around, especially going into our day tomorrow. As we look currently right now at Mount Pleasant right now, the sun is peeking out right now. We got temperature at around 50 degrees. Our dew point is at around 40 degrees. That's giving us humidity around 69%, and our winds have increased. They have actually doubled since the last time I was on at 12 miles per hour instead of 6. So these are going to be increasing, especially throughout the day going into the nighttime hours tomorrow. Currently outside right now, we're at 50 in Mount Pleasant, 58 in Grand Rapids, 65 was the warm spot in Kalamazoo, and 50 is our current temperature in Detroit. And as we look at winds, they are ramping up, especially 12 miles per hour in Mount Pleasant, 15 in Grand Rapids, 10 in Kalamazoo, 14 in Cadillac. So definitely getting windy outside. Make sure you hang on to anything loose if you are heading on tonight and into tomorrow. Current satellite and radar showing the beginnings of that rain that's going to be coming into our area, but the main rain is going to be coming in from Iowa, as I just showed you earlier. We could check that here in Futurecast as we start at 8 p.m. tonight. We're going to be seeing that rain coming in through the overnight hours and into tomorrow. We're going to be seeing that wind ramping up as well. Heavy downpours with this. We could be even seeing some power outages as we head into our day tomorrow. That rain is going to be breaking up as we go throughout our day on Wednesday. And then for our St. Patty's Day, we're going to be seeing a few chances of rain showers. I think this model is being a little generous with the rain, but there is a chance for a few scattered rain showers. And then as we go into our Thursday night, we're going to be sticking with the clouds. So for tonight, rain with that thunder chance, 39 is going to be our low. Winds are going to be out of the east at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Our high for tomorrow, we're going to get up to about 51 degrees. Those gusts are going to be up to around 50 miles per hour with sustained winds. And then for our bus stop forecast, make sure you wear the rain boots and the umbrellas as you head out tomorrow, dropping the kids off. And then for our 7-day forecast, we're going to be at around 51 degrees on Wednesday. We're going to be cooling down as we get down into the weekend, but we're going to be looking at a nice weekend to come.
That'll do it for us tonight. On behalf of Joel and Bruni and John Gross, I'm Luke Laster.
And I'm L'Oreal Walker.
Have a great night.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide